Hello everybody, welcome back to another video on the Garner Films channel. Today I'm going to be talking about something that I've been really getting into, and that is cinematic lighting. I kind of ignored lighting for the first year of my filmmaking career, and now that I'm really jumping into freelance videography full time, it's something that I can't avoid anymore. And over the past couple of months I've been really focusing on getting better lighting, better lenses to work with lighting, and I think this setup is super nice, super easy actually, and you only really need 2 lights. This is going to be a 3-light setup, and one of them is really your own opinion if you want it or not. So I'm going to show you how to take a standard, no light, don't even have any lights on in the room, just natural light coming from a window over here and then a light in the other room, how to turn this into something that looks a lot more like this. Yeah, so this is the current setup. I have 3 lights right here, a key light, a fill light behind me, and then a hair light directly behind my head. So in this video I'm going to be explaining what lights I use, and this is actually a very cheap lighting setup, and I really suggest it if you're doing anything that involves interviews, talking to camera, anything like that. So let's do it. We're using my friend Mason as a model, and I'm going to go through my entire process to achieving this cinematic looking light. Okay, so the first thing I'm going to talk about when trying to achieve this kind of lighting setup is that you do need some kind of tripod for your camera. Right now I'm shooting with the Canon 80D on top of a Manfrotto fluid head, which is on top of a slider on top of a Proline tripod. You don't exactly need the slider or the fluid head, but you do need a tripod so that you can keep your composition within the frame. And the composition, of course, is the frame that you have. We have like this guitar right here, and then we have this bookshelf slash picture shelf behind me. And that was what I was trying to kind of achieve for more of like an interview setting. If I was interviewing somebody about their family, you might want to show like these pictures and stuff. So this is just the current situation. This can be used in really any kind of instance. So I'm shooting with the Canon 80D with a Rode VideoMate Go on top, and of course I have the flip out LCD so I can see myself and compose the shot. The second thing is your lens choice. Now, you don't really need to have a super good lens to have really good lighting, but a good lens with a fast aperture is really helpful. Right now we are shooting on the Sigma 18-35 f1.8 art lens. This is an amazing lens when it comes to video, has really good autofocus, and has a constant 1.8 aperture. So right now we're at 35, so we're really close, and you can see if I pull it out, this is how wide the shot can get. So we're all the way at 35 to maintain a really nice kind of close medium shot, and I am shooting at f1.8. So that is the first thing I can say when you're trying to light a subject, is you would really want to get some depth in your shot. So it's really helpful to have a lens that has a wide aperture of f2.8, f2, 1.8, 1.4, 1.2. So I'm going to show you 2 shots right now. This is the same shot with normal light in a normal room. This is none of the video lights yet. This is just the lighting that was in my house. This is the first shot at f4 on the same lens in the same composition, and then I stop it down to f1.8. Now with the f4, it doesn't let in that much light, so I really had to boost the ISO and decrease my shutter angle down to 60 frames a second. I am shooting on 60p, and I really wouldn't be for an interview, but I really love slow motion, so I really wanted to get 125 on my shutter speed, which would be a perfect 180-degree angle on my shutter angle. So having a fast lens with a good aperture also helps to create depth between your subject and the background, because I'm lighting the subject and the background 2 different ways. I have 2 different lights right now. The third thing is your lights. You don't have to go out and buy an Aperture 120D and spend $700 plus another $300 on the light box and then end up spending $1,000 on a lighting setup that might only have to cost you like $100. The 2 lights that I'm shooting on, and I'm going to say 2 lights because this light behind me is a hair light and you don't really need that to achieve this lighting system. Actually, I'll turn it off right now. As you can see, that is the same shot without the fill light. It looks pretty much the same besides a little halo on my hair. So this is the light that I'm shooting on. This is the Neewer 480 with the square softbox. Both of these are from Neewer, and I have it just on a regular light stand, and it's right next to the camera pointing directly at my face. This is the fill light in this lighting instance and is really used just to light the subject. It has a really nice softbox on it that diffuses that light and doesn't make it very harsh, so you're getting all the detail and it's not super sharp, blown out. It's super easy to look at the lens. Looking at the light doesn't hurt your eyes at all, and it helps that there's kind of some nice ambient light in here anyway, but having that light on is really helpful. This is the shot before in just a normal lit room, and then this is when I turn the fill light on and turn off the lights in the room. The reason I'm turning off the lights in the room is because they're shooting from top to bottom because they're on the roof, of course, and right now I have really high ceilings. These are about 30-foot ceilings. So these are super high, and the lights that are on my face are really kind of negative. They give you raccoon eyes and they just don't look very good. So I turned those off, turned on the fill light, and this is what it looks like with just the fill light. Pretty dang good, doesn't it? I would consider this to be really good with only one fill light. Now, the reason that I am using a second light is because I wanted to light up this background, this bookshelf, because if you're doing an interview, like I said, of somebody about their family, it would be really nice to show all these pictures, and it just adds some contrast. I'm shooting at 4,000 Kelvin on my ADD, and on my light I'm shooting at a pretty cool temperature just because I like the coolness looking on people's skin. But for the background, I have an orange diffuser on the Neewer 60D. This is a really small light, only has 60 LEDs compared to my Neewer 480 that has 480 LEDs, and it is being shot from my side, my right side camera left to the background here, and is shooting warm light directly contrasting with the cool light of the fill light. The reason I'm doing this is just because I think it creates a little more depth and just creates a nice looking background. Besides cool background, cool subject, it's cool subject and warm background. I think it looks really good. So the final thing, and it is completely optional, is a hair light. This is the shot without a hair light. And as you can see, I turn the hair light on and there becomes a white, almost halo effect around Mason's head. This really just kind of shows the detail. People call it a hair light or a backlight, and it just gives a little more cinematic look when you're lighting the back of your subject. The reason I'm doing this is just to show you the difference. As you can see right now, I'm shooting with no fillet and it looks really good. So it's not really necessary, but if you wanted to add another light, and these Neewer 60s are so small that you can definitely put it behind me and light up my head and you'll never even notice that it's right here. So that's it's really up to personal preference. Alright guys, so this is the end of the video. I just wanted to make a quick video about lighting because I thought this Neewer 480 is super good for the price. This is only about $75. The light box was another $20, so I'm spending less than $100 and achieving really nice fill lighting. The only thing about the Neewer is it is on the cheap side, so it has less features. It does have a dim switch and a color temperature switch, so it is actually really good, and it's made of metal, and I would highly suggest it for anyone who's trying to get into lighting. I would also suggest a little on the lesser end, the Neewer 60, because it has less light, but it is good for taking on the go, putting it on top of your camera. It has a cold shoe mount, so you can put it on the hot shoe mount of my camera, and I could use that as a one light setup, just carrying my camera around. Wouldn't have to worry about light stands or anything. So it is good for that, and they're really small, and they also take the same batteries. These both take Sony NP-F batteries. I have the smallest wattage. I think it's about 2,500 milliamps. Sorry. So that is going to be it for the video. If you enjoyed, make sure to subscribe. I'm gonna be doing a lot more videos. I recently got out of school and I'm taking a year off, dropping out of college, and I'm gonna really try to pursue the things that I love, which is videography, photography, and I'm gonna be doing at least a YouTube video a week from now on. So if you wanna see more, go ahead and subscribe. Let me know. I have all my socials down below. You can check out my Instagram. I do a lot of stuff talking about my process, and I'm going to be starting a series called Clouds and Dirt, inspired by Gary V's Clouds and Dirt K-Swiss shoe, talking about the great things and the harsh things when it comes to following your dreams and being a videographer. So if you're interested in anything that I just mentioned, go ahead and subscribe. Like the video if you liked it. If you didn't, let me know in the comments. tell me that it sucked and what I should do better. So thanks for joining me on today's video. I'll see you in the next one. Peace.